which is the total number of public servants that earn out of our shareable revenue, earning close to 40% of our shareable revenue in a county of public servants. We must reduce, Mr. Speaker. And these are things that we have to tell each other. It may not sound popular, Mr. Speaker, but even you that are being employed, you should be concerned, because of what benefit will it be for you to carry a piece of paper saying it is an employment, yet at the rate at which you are. Mr. Speaker, the rate at which our public wage bill is growing is unsustainable, and that has been the case for the last decade plus. But nobody has had the courage to confront this statistic, Mr. Speaker, and ask the people of Kenya that we perhaps relook and have a conversation about what are our priority areas. Mr. Speaker, finance, this is what you have. This is what you need to do. Out of the things that you need to do, if you do this, but I know because I don't have the resources now, let me list a priority of the things that I need to do. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, we have never had that conversation. And this is something, because I saw CS Mbadi speak about it, I think yesterday, that as a country we must speak under full realization. We need to move this conversation not just from counties. And as Senate, we have done a good job of highlighting how much is being spent by our counties on public, personnel compensation, Mr. Speaker. What is happening to the counties? It affects even our shareable revenue. Part of the reason why we cannot hit 450 billion, Mr. Speaker, is because we are being told in terms of salaries, Mr. Speaker. Required, Mr. Speaker, in learning how to work in Public Service Commission, Mr. Speaker. While that is important, resolution number 1 is in conflict with a very important national conversation that this country has been yearning to have for the last 10 years plus, but nobody has had. He has pricked our conscience as a country to appreciate that there are certain decisions which we make as a country, which in the fullness of time will ensure that making is that this is a timely conversation which we are having here as a Senate. And I hope that the minister can reveal to us so that we appreciate. You have seen, Mr. Speaker, and I think there is nothing wrong with this culture of talking to each other and saying what is available and what is not available. You know, the problem we have in this country, Mr. Speaker, is that we want to make conversations about that realization of eventually what will be the dynamo effect on the rest of the economy, Mr. Speaker. And that is something which as leaders we must learn to be honest with ourselves. The unfortunate bit about it, Mr. Speaker, is that we are yet to realize that we need to prioritize the needs of the country, Mr. Speaker, in comparison to the resources that are available, so that we appreciate and know what to face as a republic in this day and age. Look at the country like the United States of America. The government has been on a shutdown for I don't know how many weeks because people cannot agree on a budget, because they know that you must operate within a certain fiscal frame, which if you bust it, you are endangering the sustainable standards of living in that particular country. You are burdening the future generations. How did we get to the levels of debt that we have today, Mr. Speaker? It was because of decisions that were made at the spur of the moment, emotional decisions, Mr. Speaker, trying to appease certain sections of society without realizing that in the fullness of time, we will affect every corner of the Republic because of those decisions. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I agree that in terms of human capital development, Mr. Speaker, that is charged with the PSC, Public Service Commission, that it is important that we ensure that we have skilled public workers who can offer services to the citizens, Mr. Speaker, and be assured of the future generations that when we walk to a public office, Mr. Speaker, they getting it to only increment of stipend, Mr. Speaker. I believe there are other things that we can do for our interns beyond just increasing their salary, Mr. Speaker, that will end realization of knowing how much you may want to do some more research on these particulars to converse about, so that you guide us and help us appreciate that as we make some of these decisions, Mr. Speaker, what is the impact on the economy, Mr. Speaker? What will be the cost? And you know, Mr. Speaker, nowadays, I have seen a trend and a practice. I'm not sure anyway that I want to wade into that conversation because it's very alive. Even as I speak, Mr. Speaker, I have messages on my phone about that particular topic, which I don't want to get into at this particular time. But we must be serious, Mr. Speaker, as a country, as a leadership, the same way we are pushing counties to stick within the provisions of Regulation 25 of the PFM, which is to keep personnel emoluments below 35%, Mr. Speaker, that we must push the same from the national government as well. We must have a capping, Mr. Speaker. And these are some of the things that we said when we passed that motion, possible to satisfy everything at every time. And that being the case, then we must begin to ask ourselves, what do we prioritize at this point? What is it that we can pay? We must have a limit, Mr. Speaker, and say that beyond a certain limit, Mr. Speaker, there is nothing that you do. You just tell people it's not there and it's not there. This thing of selling hope, Mr. Speaker, on matters finances is what has made our life very difficult. Other countries, Mr. Speaker, are honest with each other. And they're able to tell people that, unfortunately, we are sorry. This is a maximum that we can employ at this particular time. Let's wait. If things get better, we'll have that conversation. But somehow, somewhere, beyond. And that is what has messed us up to get us to this point where we are consuming 90 billion shillings every month, Mr. Speaker. And in fact, that conversation is not complete, Mr. Speaker, because I know in my days in budget and finance, we've always asked, in these days of AI, Mr. Speaker, in this country where technological penetration is in levels higher than the rest of our peers in sub-Saharan Africa, Mr. Speaker, why is it not possible to establish the accurate number of public workers in this country? Mr. Speaker, I know for a fact because I read through it, you have no legitimate way of checking. And there are people who resist it within the structures of public service, Mr. Speaker, any attempt to establish the accurate number of public workers so that we know out of this 90 billion, for example, that CS Mbadi is telling us we are consuming every month. Many work in the core civil service. We need to know so that we can have a proper conversation that is informed, Mr. Speaker, by figures so that we know where is it that we can trim. We can be honest with each other and say, I don't think this is sufficient a number to have. All we read, Mr. Speaker, and we are fighting about it is that, oh, we have a shortage of policemen. We are employing 10,000 this year. We have a shortage of this other one. We are adding this particular number. that conversation cannot be complete, Mr. Speaker, unless the National Treasury leads the country into having a conscious conversation about earnings in the public service, Mr. Speaker. And that will only happen if they are open with the figures. It's not enough for the minister to just tell us, oh, it's 90 billion. 90 billion paying who? Where? How many, Mr. Speaker, in total? I believe that until those figures are brought to fore, this conversation is not complete, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, while I agree with what Senator Cheruiyot is proposing to us, I feel that for him to do proper justice to his motion, he has to add the numbers that we are asking for. With those many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Senator Sifuna.
I know he's watching us from the US. I was not able to take his statements because he had